It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football?
Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one.
And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also...
Both teams sitting at 1-2 coming into this one. Somebody's going to get back to 500 here in week 4 as away we go. And look at this return. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the one touchdown. I'm curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
They go play action on first. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again, following the sack. Dump off caught by his back. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Third and long for him here. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here comes this offense as they get set for their opening drive. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
Kate, he's had some time to work past their last game, and he needed every second of it. A 4-interception game isn't easy for anybody to move on from, even for the shortest of memories. He's got to get his head right this week. This team needs him to deliver.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get this up to the 29-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5. From the 29. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Third down, 1 yard to go. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Lone man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing from the gun here. Completes this one to Baker. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 48. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making
He does it! Touchdown! These guys start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Their offense headed back out for its second drive of the contest. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second and 6 coming up here. Now movement as somebody goes early, and for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Back to the line they go. It's second down. They're throwing it. Into traffic, complete. Decent gain here, but short of the first. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll throw it. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Man in motion out of the slot. Throwing it to start this drive. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. So no return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The offense headed back to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
You know, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll give them a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, Sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Pass play coming here. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Bails out of... Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. They get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. Back out runs their offense. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. And they send a man in motion. They'll come out throwing. Got his target, it's Baker. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the 27. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of 1. 7-0 is our score. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. We're all set to start the 2nd. Offense already out to resume its drive. They have 3rd and 4 to start out. He'll look to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll give them a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Oh, they're going to run the option in the short side. Cuts it to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them the 1st. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 10 now. Complete over the middle. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
He gets another shot here. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
It's a loss of 4.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards. Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that one was hit great. It sails on through without incident.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense ready to get going again now. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
From the 31, short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Looking to the air here. Called in left side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. Results in a first down.
They are throwing it again. Cut out left. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll give him a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Looking slant route, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And that's cut in the end zone for the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now this offense ready to head back out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. On first down, they'll run. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And that is a touchdown! I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Setting up to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And his guys make it a 10-point ball game. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a one-score game here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They've got a man in motion. 2nd and 10, and they'll stick to the air. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. They go play action here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Their punter making his way out now. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Looking to return from the 29. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be their football. They're set up at the 35 now. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. That back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the 1st down. Pops up right away and signals 1st down.
Play action on 1st down. Caught by the open man. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone.
At the 5-yard line.
They'll send him up the middle. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense headed out now. Not much time left before the half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Throwing from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. Here's 2nd and 7. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll try and throw it here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll send out the punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return.
At their own 30-yard line.
Throwing now on 1st down. Finds the in route complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They kick the running back in motion. Back to throw it. Caught quickly on the slant. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Right up the gut. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So we're at the halfway point of this game. A 13-point lead for him at the break. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports Halftime Report. All yours, Coach. Take it away. The rest of the league can wait. We'll see how they're faring later. Our focus, it's on these 2 teams as we skip halftime and get right back to this contest. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now they send their back in motion right. Completes this one to Baker. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. He'll throw it. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Their offense running back out now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. It's a pickup of 11. And they're going to have a first down.
Number 19. A gain of 11 on the play. Result was a first down.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's dropped at the 37 after pushing this forward a bit. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. From the 37. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
He completes it in traffic. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it sets up first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
To throw here on first down. He's got it at the 6. Touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They're out to try and tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys get it back to within 6.
Visitors 14.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll come out throwing. This one taken in by Baker. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Option design here. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got his target, it's Baker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. He's got it over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And they bring him down around the 34. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. Plowing up the middle. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And an opening doesn't materialize. He's cut near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
He's dropping back to throw. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th down. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. This from 48 on the left hash. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They go play action on 1st. That's incomplete left side.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Second and 10 now. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back now, pressure on its way. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Finds his man over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Dropping back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They are throwing it again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. From the red zone now. And that one's unsuccessful.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Again the throw now on 2nd and 10. This one's caught. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got to trust it.
He has the touchdown. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And his guys cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. Handoff to the back. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 47. Completed to his running back. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one's complete over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
36-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Not trying to do too much there. Short yardage situation. Just make sure you get to the marker and reset those chains.
To throw it on first down. Hits him on the in route. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Cut at the 10-yard line. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one, and that gives them 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First down from the red zone. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Point after try upcoming to make this a 2-score game here in the 4th. The point after splits the uprights. And these guys push the lead to 2 scores now. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Fielded at the 7. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here comes their offense out again. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
2nd and 3 now. From the 41. Has him on the quick hitter. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one, and that'll be a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Catch made over the middle. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Brought in close to the 8. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Throwing it again here. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. He's going to throw this one. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls him back within 1 score here in the 4th.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Short pass brought in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And they'll have first down. From the gun, here's a handoff. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Nothing for him on that play as we've hit the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Another carry for him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They give it to him again. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Now we get another stoppage here, just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Back to the well again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 2 yards to the pickup. They're going to be left with 4th and 4.
2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Punt team on the field. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4. Another drive coming up for this offense. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. a handoff up the gut. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Throw left side, complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. He'll look to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It was a great effort from our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.